We're going to look at a future assignment and a current assignment. The current assignment is, if you look in your Google Classroom, you'll see a rubric and the instructions, and we're putting at least six photos on one page. And we're going to do something really special called Quick Mask, and that's what I will show you. The future assignment is this, where we go in our portrait studio, and we also go into our tabletop studio in the back of the classroom, and we use a tripod to make the image stable because the exposure, the shutter, will be open for anywhere from 20 seconds to 30 seconds to 40 seconds, and you can't handhold a camera that long. We won't use a flash. We will use flashlights with gels on it. And this was a college class I taught this assignment to, and these were teachers that were needing credit, and we really had a good time doing this, and I'm amazed with what high school students have done with their creativity. So the first thing you do is look at the Google Classroom rubric directions, and also here we go. So once you choose six pictures, it could be eight, it could be 10, but at least six. In Photoshop, we need to resize the pictures because we're putting a lot of photos on one page. So we go image size, and make sure this is checked off. We'll change this to 150, and we will change this, we'll go 4 inches, and it resizes. You can also change the picture size once we get the collage. Now, if you take pictures off the internet, they may not be as sharp as pictures that you've taken with your camera. And remember, if you have an iPhone, which most of us do, um, there's a, HEIC converter to JPEGs, and I've got it in your Google Classroom, and I can show you where it is. So we'll hit OK. Now, if I printed this picture out, it would print 4 by 2 inches because that's what we resized it to. If I blow this up like this, it would still print 4 by 2 inches. So let's get started. We're going to go File, not New, not, okay. We're going to go File, New. We're not going to go Open, but you did open on your own to open up 6 or more pictures, either off the internet or pictures that you took. So when I go File, New, like the magazine, we'll go 8 by 12. We'll go 12 by 8 inches. You have to decide, do you want it horizontal? That would be vertical, up and down, or horizontal. I'm going to go horizontal. And you want this set on 150. I'm going to hit create. And there it is right there. I'm going to pull it down. Again, if I printed this picture out, it would print white. This is telling you, the artist, that the background is empty. There's nothing there. But if we print it, it would not print this checker. So I'm going to take the move tool, and I'm going to pull a picture down. And on the background here, my picture snuck away from me, and so did this one. So I'll dock it. If you lose your pictures, look behind. So let's go to the untitled, and let's pull down this picture. How do I get this picture to here? Now all these have been resized. Sure, you use the move tool and drag it on. And let's go to another picture. So this was a portrait with no color gels. Pretty neat. This student had something that was really important for them. It was a stopwatch and some kind of commemorative coin, I think belonged to a grandparent. You can see how old this is. Let's pull this down. This student just took brushes, and this is all with a flashlight. Now this one I didn't resize. So how do we make it smaller? We've done this before. Edit, transform, whoop, scale, go to the corner, hold the cap key down, and just bring it to the size you want it. And these pictures do not have to be all the same size. So I'll just leave this as this. Get rid of the blue. What do we do? Yep, touch in there. Let's pull another photo down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's pull another picture down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one of them snuck away on the background maybe. Let's see. And we got this one. I think I will look for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think, unless this is a picture, we're just going to go with 5. Okay, here we go. Lay them out any way you want. And the problem is these just look like 5 different pictures. So I'm going to go to this one. You're going to use 6 pictures. Edit, transform, and I'm going to go to scale. I'm going to hold the cap key because some pictures are more important than others. And I'll make this one smaller. Edit, transform, scale, hold the cap key, and I'll go diagonal, make it smaller, and I will get started. So over here is my layers box, and I'm going over here on the left. And when you go to the move tool, always keep auto select checked, because if you touch a picture, it will automatically choose the layer you're on. So if I wanted this picture in front of this picture, how do we do that? Well, we'll take this and drag it up, and now it goes in front. So you can decide how you want it. Let's see, let me click the eyeball off, and I will go to this top one here. So let's get started. Down here, next to the FX is where we'll put drop shadows, is a mask. And you click on the mask. You want this set to black and white right here. And if it's on a color, you can touch that, move that forward. That's called foreground color, background. Black and white are actually shades, so we have black and white. We go to the gradient tool, and we come up here, and this popped up. We're going to go to gradients. You want this middle one. It's got to go black to nothing right here. So choose that one and hit OK. I'm on the mask, and let's remind we're on this image. And I don't want this to look like it's a separate cutout pictures. Like if I went to a magazine and just cut them out. I want them to blend together. So I'm going to pull, oh, that's kind of neat. So what happens is it kind of cuts into the picture, and you can go all sides and get rid of the hard edges. And if there's something that you don't like, if we switch it to white and black, let's try this, it comes back. So I'll go back to black and white. And I'm going to go the move tool. We'll choose this picture, and I'm going to mask it. Be on the mask, black and white here. And I'm going to go like that and like that. Maybe just a little bit here. Get rid of the hard edges. I'm going to go to the Move tool, and I'm going to go here. We must put a mask. Touch on the mask. Go to the gradient. I have that set black to nothing. So the transparency will blend the pictures together, and I'll get rid of my hard edges, and we'll do two more. We'll do this one and come down here with the mask. I'll go here, and I need to touch the gradient. Control Z. Let's see what happened. What did we do wrong? Look here. I was on the picture, not on the mask. So I'll go back one step, touch on the mask. Just go a little edge here. And this must be my image here. And I'll go to the mask. Go to the gradient. And I'll kind of blend this in together. This looks neat where those two pictures are blending. So how does this work? Well, let's go to this layer here. Think of this as a photo. And if we go to a brush and we have black here, and make sure we are on the mask and not the picture. I'm going to take the cap key off so I can see my brush. The black is really acting like a pair of scissors, and it just cuts a hole in it. And it's a very specific shape. So I'll undo this. We'll try it again. So there, we'll go to the brush, and I'll put a little kind of happy face. So think of this as scissors, and it's just cutting it away. The neat thing is, if we reverse it, I'm on the paintbrush, and go to white, it does some neat stuff, and this will set us up for some advanced assignments where we do some really fun things with masking. Now, I'm going to go black and white, and with the gradient, it sort of doesn't cut it out, but it's almost like an airbrush. It just comes in real soft. So you can come in just a little bit, and if you don't like it, undo it. I'm going to come in this way, and I'll come in just a little bit more. You can see how the image is disappearing. All right, let's go to the background. I want to color it in. You have so many options. One option is you could go Edit, Fill. We've done this before. Put this on normal, but by all means, play with all of this. Choose one color. That's how you're going to really see what Photoshop can do, and just try each one. I'm going to click on this, and I'll just choose a yellow. That's pretty random. And green was what the student did before. So there's yellow. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to hit OK. Now I'm going to undo this, and I want to get colors that kind of go along with this collection of pictures. So I'm going to take the eyedropper, and there's a lot of red in here. So I'll choose red, and now I have to select this, and I could use a lot of, I guess, greens or blues. I'll go for blue. And I'm going to have it go from red to blue. I'm going to come up here. Now this will be red and it would fade out. You could try that. Or this is what I have, red to blue. And I'm on the gradient. Remember, you can play with all these effects up here. I'm going to pull it straight down. And where I stop, it goes red and it transitions to blue. I'll undo that. And this time I'll just come down a little bit, and you can see what that does. And I'll pull it down even more. So that's a transition. Okay. So at this point, you could take the Move tool, and you can move the pictures where you wanted them. And I think I certainly need more pictures. I'm not crazy about this. So let's undo that real quick. We'll go here, we'll go here, and this should be the layer. Make sure you touch the mask. I'm going white to black up here, and let's see, we'll go to basics. And remember, you want now not black to checkers, but white to checkers, because I showed you with the masking, it acts like a scissors. And let's see what happens here. Yep, comes back. That's pretty cool. So now I'm going to reverse it to black to white. Also, check this opacity. You could fade it out more subtly instead of 100%. Okay. I could definitely use more pictures here. And let's go right here on this layer. Always verify it, not on the picture, but on the mask. And I'm black to white. I'm going here. Make sure that's black to white. I've got the opacity down. I just want to kind of fade this a little bit more. Okay. All right. So what you can do now is you could go to each layer. And now I'm going to go to the photo. I'm going to go to FX, drop shadow, and I'm going to put a shadow, which is pretty neat because what the shadow will do is make the pictures, have the shadow kind of blurry. And up here, you can have it go one way. I'm going to have it go down to, let's see, that's up. That's straight down. That's to the right. That's up top. That's up top. Let's try one more. I'm going to have it that so it's as if light's coming and there's a shadow. And the other thing I could do is I could put a little line around it. And let's see what happens here. Let's go to stroke. Let's hit cancel for now, and we'll come back to that. All right, let's go here. And what you want to do is put a shadow around each one. FX, drop shadow, and I'm going to hit OK. And I'm just going to, I've got that one. I'm going to work my way down. And let's see, I've got one more here, which would be, let's see what we got here. So this one needs a shadow. FX. And we have one more. So once you set the first one, just keep doing it and they will all be the same. Now let's see what we did before. Okay, let's see. So here's this one. What would happen if we touch on the layer mask? I don't think that's going to work. So let's go to effects. Let's see, it's drop shadow. I'm going to go FX. And it gets weird. So we're going to hit cancel. And let's try it on the mask, see what happens. we're not going to, that's the size. Here's the opacity. I don't like that, so I'm going to just leave it like that. And we could go to our type tool. And again, when you go to the type tool, you can come down here and choose the type style that you want. I'll choose not that one. Let's try one more. I'll try this one. And I'll go collage. It's kind of a neat type. If you like a type, try to remember the name. Bradley, hand. It's kind of a neat effect. I can make it bigger. Up here, I could go 72. If it wasn't big enough, I could go edit, transform. I could take my move tool. And I'll just put it here. I'm back to the text tool. If you wanted to change the color, you highlight it. You come up here. I think black's fine. I'm going to leave it as black. And you could go back to the FX. Let's get to the type layer. And we've done this before, but this time maybe experiment with some things that you've not looked at before, like wood satin, gradient overlay. One student did pattern overlay, which is pretty neat. Here's leaves. If leaves somehow would apply to your picture. And so they have trees, water. Let's look at water. So I don't think any of these really go along with what the subject matter is. So, and then here you can change it. I'll just change it back to black and hit OK. We could go to the stroke on it, and that's kind of neat. So you want to experiment. Just slow down and experiment. You know, what's the worst that could happen? Wonder if we can get a drop shadow on there. Yep. And again, this wheel right now is changing all of the drop shadows, which is kind of cool. And we could right now fade that out and hit OK. And this is our history, which again, if you go under Window, History, this will come up, and I could go all the way back up top, many, many steps in case you wanted to change it. I'm just going to put this over here. So let's hit the F key and take a look at this. And there is my collage. Let me just show you one other thing real quick. Edit, fill, set a color. We could do 50% gray, which gives it a different effect. I'll undo that. We could go edit, fill, and instead of 50% gray, we could go white. It's your collage, whatever you want to do. So if I wasn't finished, I would go File, Save As, and on my computer, and you want to save it as a Photoshop document. You don't want to go Untitled. You want to know what it says. So go Collage, um, Paint, Light. Maybe you'll have time to do 2 collages, and one will be family and one will be pets. So always name what it is and know where you're saving it. So for our computers, we'd be saving it to downloads right here. And then you would hit save. So let's say now you think you're completely finished, never going to work on it again. So we go to Layer, Flatten Image, and look at the Layers palette. Boom, it's all in one layer. I can't move anything now. So we go File, Save As, on my computer, please. And this right here, I want to save to JPEG. Yours will probably say JPEG, 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 but not JPEG 2000, just JPEG. And we don't want to do Untitled. I'll go Collage, Light. And then you would save it to your downloads and hit save. And I think from there, you're pretty good, because then you would open up your Google Drive, go to your assignment folder, and get the pictures in your assignment folder. Alrighty, have fun.